Stage 2, LOX load complete.
Right on schedule. The next major visual milestone we'll have is the venting down of the TE LOX lines. We'll likely hear that called out over the nets and see a cloud form around the rocket as that liquid oxygen is vented into the warm Florida air.
Ground gas closeouts.
There's confirmation from mission control that we are in that closeout phase. And now we're just standing by for the call out that Falcon 9 is in startup mode. That will mean that our autonomous flight computers have taken over the countdown and that we are pressurizing the vehicle for liftoff.
Falcon 9 is in startup.
Confirmation there, and now we are just waiting on the final call out from our launch director that we are go for liftoff.
Launch director, go for launch.
Great news there. LD is go for launch. Let's sit back and watch as Falcon 9 prepares for liftoff. At just over T-minus 30 seconds, all systems are go for launch.
T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 15 seconds. T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition and liftoff. Go Falcon, go MRV, and go MEP.
Vehicle is pitching downrange.
M1D TR pressures are nominal.
At T plus 30 seconds into flight, Falcon 9 has successfully lifted off from Space Launch Complex 40 at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. The vehicle is currently throttling down to prepare for max Q, the point of maximum aerodynamic stress on the rocket.
Power and telemetry nominal.
There's confirmation from mission control that everything is on track. Max Q is reached when the air density of the atmosphere...
Falcon 9 is supersonic.
And there's confirmation that Falcon 9 is now moving faster than the speed of sound. So again, we are standing by for max Q, which is reached when the air density of the atmosphere decreases faster than the increasing speed of the rocket. And that's why it's a critical milestone for us during flight.
Max Q.
Right on schedule. So now there are several events coming up back to back that are going to start with MECO, or main engine cutoff, stage separation, and second engine start, or SES-1. MECO is just what it sounds like. That's the moment when the first stage engine shut down because the booster has done all that was needed to get the second stage and payload to orbit. MECO immediately precedes stage separation when the first and second stages are decoupled from each other. After that, the second stage ignites its single Merlin vacuum, or MVAC engine, for the first time.
MVAC in flight chill.
There we heard we're beginning to chill that MVAC engine for ignition up in space. Awesome views there as we take our mission robotic vehicle and MEPs to orbit. We are standing by for main engine cutoff just under 30 seconds from now. And for those of you following along at home, you do have in the bottom corner of your screen a good readout of our current speed and altitude telemetry, as well as an indicator of which engines are currently lit on board our first stage.
MECO. Stage separation confirmed.
There we had confirmation of main engine cutoff and stage separation. Great
MVAC
views
ignition
of both of those, and of course MVAC ignition on board our second stage as well. Now coming up next is fairing separation. More great views of that MVAC engine burning up in space as we take our payloads to orbit today.
Fairing separation confirmed.
There we have a great visual of fairing separation and, of course, our announcement from Mission Control. So those two fairing halves are now making their way back to Earth to hopefully be recovered again. And coming up next is SECO-1, the first shutdown of the Merlin vacuum engine on board our second stage, which is expected at about T+8 minutes, followed by SES-2, when the Merlin vacuum engine on that second stage is going to relight. Welcome back to SpaceX's live coverage of the Northrop Mission Robotic Vehicle and Mission Extension Pod's launch. We have had an excellent mission so far today, with an on-time liftoff at 5:15 p.m. Eastern Time.
Stage 2 FTS safe.
We are now standing by for SECO-2 of our MVAC engine. I'm sorry, SECO-1.
And back shutdown.
There we have confirmation that MVAC has shut down for the first time on today's mission.
Nominal orbit insertion.
And confirmation from Mission Control that we are in a good orbit. The next milestone we're waiting for is second engine start 2, when our MVAC engine on board the second stage will relight. That's set to occur at T+28 minutes and 52 seconds. Welcome back to SpaceX's live launch coverage of the Northrop Mission Robotic Vehicle and Mission Extension Pods. We've had a great mission so far today, with an on-time liftoff at 5:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Before the break, Falcon 9 performed a successful shutdown of our second stage engine, MVAC. Now we're coming up on the next milestone, SES-2, when that Merlin vacuum engine will restart. SES-2 is expected at T+28 minutes and 52 seconds. The payload for today's launch was developed by Northrop Grumman in partnership with DARPA. 3 pods are launching alongside the MRV today, which will be the nation's first multi-mission robotic servicer in space. It's capable of repairing, relocating, inspecting, upgrading, and servicing other satellites with 2 robotic arms, which were provided by DARPA and built by the U.S. Naval Research Lab. 22,000 miles above the Earth in geosynchronous orbit, MRV will use those robotic arms to attach mission extension pods, or MEPs for short, which are basically mini jetpacks designed to extend the life of satellites running low on fuel, helping them to maneuver and extend their service life by up to 8 years. MRV-MEP will carry out operational missions for national security, civil, and commercial space customers. We're standing by with just about 15 seconds until SES-2. Once MVAC relights, we are expecting this burn to last just over 1 minute. You can see on your screen we have had successful SES-2 for our MVAC engine. You can always follow along with how our stages are doing with your telemetry in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. And you can also see the G-force currently being experienced by stage 2 in that G-force counter on the right-hand side. Just about 10 seconds left in this burn.
Nominal orbit insertion 2.
There's mission control announcing that we have a good orbit. And with that, the Northrop MRV-MEP is well on its way to orbit.